Hello and welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to replace your spark plugs on the 2-liter turbos that they put in a wide range of Volkswagens. Let's get right into it. The first thing that you're going to want to do is pop your hood. So there's a hood release right down here, right next to your footwell. And then once your hood's open, there's a release right in the center, just a little bit offset that you'll press and you'll be able to open that right up. And now we could go ahead and actually release this cover. It's not too hard. There are a few mounting points that'll show on there, but you just lift that straight up and then it'll pop right off. And now we could show you on the back, there are a handful of mounting locations. And as you could see, those go right into the cover here. So it looks like our engine cover is actually missing one mount right there, but that's all it is. Those just pull right out of place. Even though it's very easy to do, if you haven't done it, sometimes it could be a little bit confusing, which is why we made this video. The next thing that we're gonna have to do is remove the coil packs, which are all of these right here. There are 4 of those, so to do that, we're gonna disconnect them from the harness using a screwdriver. So you'll press that tab out and it'll click to let you know that it released. And then you could go ahead and pull that harness away from the coil pack. So as we did that, we did get all of them to click, and once it clicks, you know it's undone. Sometimes they'll sort of click back into place. So we had to do that, use a screwdriver on a few of those as they were coming off, but right now they're all released and you could see that main harness is pretty loose and we could get that out of the way. Now we could go ahead and pop those coil packs up out of place. As you can see, they're a little bit tight, so we might want to use a pry tool to get those up and off of the engine. There you go. So to get that up and out of place, we rocked that back and forth and pulled it up, and it was able to come out. You can see on this one, there's actually a lot of oil down in the spark plug well, and that's not uncommon on these 2 liters. So we will clean that up while we do the spark plugs here. All right, so we pulled all of these coil packs out by hand. You could use a screwdriver or something to leverage them if you need to, but generally you could get them by hand. And now, with those coil packs out of the way, you'll be able to look down in here. And down at the bottom there, you could see the spark plug right at the bottom of that hole. To easily remove spark plugs, you want to use a spark plug socket. Now, these sockets are a special type of socket that are a socket with a rubber insert in them that grab onto the top of the spark plug and allow you to lift them up and out of the well. All right, so now you can go ahead and drop your spark plug socket down into the well. Make sure it's nice and on that spark plug, and then go ahead and break it free. Now you can just take it off like a normal socket, and once it's cracked free, you could get it by hand. Once you're at the end of the thread, you could go ahead and lift that up, and the spark plug should stay in the socket. Right there, you could see it slipped out. And it might keep slipping out here because maybe that's a little oily and we might need to get a magnet.
Wow, now we got lucky. That thing's toast. 100,000 miles.
All right, so right there is a 100,000 mile spark plug that we just pulled out of this GTI. One thing to note is there is a crush washer on these spark plugs, and you want to make sure these all come out with the plug when you take them out of the engine, because if for some reason that stayed in the port there, it would not seal properly.
Look at that.
That's a lot of oil in that one. All right, so now as an optional step, I'm going to use a borescope to go ahead down into the spark plug hole. Doesn't look like there's too much carbon in this cylinder, so this cylinder actually looks pretty good too. I will have this camera linked down below if you're interested in picking this up. All right, now we could go ahead, open up our spark plugs, and you do want to make sure that these are pre-gapped. The gap is between those 2 points on the spark plug right there. Since we ordered these specific for this car, they should be pre-gapped, so we're going to go ahead and put those in. To put them in, you'll lock it into the spark plug socket, drop it down into the well, and then tighten it right down. All right, next thing we're gonna do is torque down the spark plugs. This is making sure they're at the exact right tightness. So go ahead, drop your spark plug socket onto the spark plug, and then just torque it down until your torque wrench clicks. All right, next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and get our coil packs back in place. So those you just slide down into the hole over the spark plug and push them down until they click. All right, once all those are in place, we could go ahead and put our coil pack harness back on just by pressing them until they click. All right, now we could go ahead and put the engine cover back on. You just have to line up those posts and push it down into place. And just like that, you're all done, your spark plugs are changed, and you're ready to hit the road.